How trash were the rewards for the side event for April? Yes, we're going to be going over now after 29 runs, or 28 I've recorded, how much I picked up and whether or not compared with what we're going to see for the next update, which drops in the next day or two, that if it's going to be better than this one, especially because it was so RNG based. For some players who did this, it was completely disheartening, especially in this run here where there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 that I can see here. 5-star signature stone crystals. Look, I've got nothing against them. I think they're kind of cool, but at the same time when they're RNG based, they can be a little bit annoying. So I do sympathize with players, especially when they're seeing this. Look, the event wasn't overly bad, especially from a playing standpoint, and I spent most of my time playing with Dr. Doom, Crossbones, and Falcon because of the way they dealt with a lot of situations. You've got the staggering, nullifying, and as well damage potential and power stealing you get from Dr. Doom. You've got the shrugging off of debuff effects and as well the extent of dealing with #hero champions, which Crossbones facilitated and was one of the best options for this. And as well dealing with evade based champions and also some defense ability actually reduction scenarios, and as well just doing like a hell of a lot of damage in shape of Falcon, dealing with anything like the Spidey champions and a few others as well, which I just found the team was just ideal for what it took on, and I was pretty happy with it. But the rewards are the main thing about this video's topic and focus point, and I've tracked the rewards, which now after 29 runs, only 28 I recorded. For some reason, run number 17, I don't know what happened. One of the runs just wasn't recorded. I don't know if it was my very first or very last. In any case, giving you the idea of 28 runs recorded is still very important because it's still what we'd likely see from a lot of players, and especially with compensation as well. It just meant that this is what it is. This is what is recorded, and there is going to be one more that you can do as of today. But I just decided it's probably best just get this video done and out, especially because it's, you know, is 300 extra 6-star shards going to make any difference? No, as we're going to see in a moment. There's still like the good run from run 15 where I managed to pick up myself 2 times 6-star shards, which I did manage to get a little bit further on as well. Actually, run 18 had that one, and as well getting, yeah, it's just very hit and miss. Sometimes I'm picking up stuff that I want to pick up, like the tier 2 alpha, and other times I'm just not seeing anything remotely fun for me. So let's have a look at the final scores, and then what we're going to do is then we're going to like compare that April versus May. So at the top here, I've got my total rewards runs after 16. So if you've seen my part 1 to this, you'll know this was how it was, and we can see how things have changed going into the total after 28 runs. A lot more volume of tier 2 alpha was picked up, going from 18 to 31 in the total of 28 runs. And the same thing can be said for the amount of 5-star shards and as well 6-star shards. But the thing is for me is where the volume comes in. As someone that's Thronebreaker myself, I'm looking to see something that is going to be beneficial for me ongoing. I'm happy to say that Kabam have thought about tier 1 alpha being putting more into Thronebreaker type content, or at least legendary or upwards, because players need tier 1 alpha. But when it comes to things like 5-star shards, I don't really overly need them, but it's still handy to get 5-star featured, especially newer ones, especially with new synergies, and as well new champions that come into the game and new interactions, because I'm still working myself through Act 6.2 and 6.4. Did 6.3 100%, guide on that very soon. But the 6-star shard side of things is kind of crucial for me, and I will put consideration that this the month of April we saw the doubloons based event, which did give us the opportunity to get some free 6-star shards. Was it close to the volume of what would be from the side event and as well from any other kind of things going on? Not so much, but there's still kind of like there was some freebies there for players. Not that you know, in some aspects, as I said, it didn't really kind of like hit the mark for a lot. But tier 2 alpha wise, I'm happy with 1 formed and 7k from forming 2. Now that's I think that's a bit that's disappointing still, especially because it's down to the volume that I need to see. As a Thronebreaker player, I want to see a lot more, especially for ranking up champions. And that's the thing with the Glory Store being, and is literally like kind of the thing that is kind of bringing me up to allow me to do that stuff, and as well doing some permanent content, which again is allowing me to get the tier 2 alpha volume I need, and as well the Cavalier difficulty adding an improvement to tier 2 alpha. Either way, everything else is just kind of like meh. The gold side of things, meh. After 28 runs, it's again just there's nothing really there. But I will give slight props to Kaban for putting in the objectives with 11k tier 5 basic being in there, a 5-star featured, a 5-star awakening gem, and yes, the chunk of 6-star shards from the doubloons event. It's still a bit of a flop because it's all RNG based. And this is one of these events I just don't want to see anymore because it just doesn't work. Next month looks like it's going to work, and that's going to be the big kind of like comparison and takeaway here. Luckily, I think it's shout out to who is it that did this? Yeah, Bauer69, who did the rewards breakdown, especially because we can get an idea of where we're up to with what's happening next month, comparing against the April month, and kind of going like, are we going to see something better? There's hand-to-hand crystals that are going to be brought into this. There's going to be legendary stuff, legendary Nexus crystal, which is actually pretty cool. A legendary crystal. I'm actually going to be doing all the difficulties, which is a bit of a I wouldn't say it's weird. I think it's like it's pretty cool to kind of like say, look, 1 month we can actually do all the difficulties, which means we can actually take home a lot more. And this is what I want to see, because it gives opportunity not just for choice, but as well kind of like a good take home. Yes, got to work for it, but at the same time, I'm happy to work for something or kind of do that event quest, especially because it's weekly. With Act 7.2 coming in, a few other bits of content and stuff that I want to achieve myself within the game, it's good to see that that is going to be the case. Let's now move on to the comparison of rewards from what's dropping for the new update, which will be tomorrow, and as well what was from my expectations and what I kind of like had. So, you know, over the top of here, the 6-star shards, I would wanted to see more 6-star shards. For the month of May, or the new update that's going in, the 10 rings based event, you are seeing an increased amount, like 3,400 in comparison from what I experienced. But that's the thing as well, like RNG, that's the problem with RNG rewards. Like I wanted more from the 6-star shards, which is a definite with the oncoming month. You've then got tier 4 basic fragments, or kind of the amount fully formed, sorry I should say. And there's going to be 4 fully formed that you can get versus 2.88 from the last month. For me, again, this is an example of what I experienced. Tier 5 basic was just 23,000 total versus what I'd be able to achieve definite rewards, because this is all definite. The May stuff or the new update stuff is definite against the RNG factor. Because that's the thing, it just wasn't worth it. I'm not going to like completely just go, I've given up on the contest of realms side event, because it's just, I needed to get the tier 5 class catalyst. If that wasn't there as an objective, I probably wouldn't have cared. I would have cared less about it, especially because I grinded to prepare this video about 2.5 hours of grind to do the side event, plus the amount of time to create the spreadsheet and then obviously editing and all that stuff. But still, with gold comparisons and as well the signature stone, which in total is about 40. So technically I'm at loss by 3 signatures, 5-star signature stones, for in comparison April versus May. It's like I honestly could care less, especially because the new event looks like it's solid and it's actually a definite, and I like that. Again, comparison with things like tier 4 class catalyst, it looks like there's 3 fully formed in this month, or this, the new event versus, and tier 4 class catalyst fragment crystals, which you know, could see a little bit more than that, but still it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it, so it's a little bit of a loss, but who cares? I'll be able to get them from alliance-based crystals, map crystals. 5-star shards, well, 12,000 shards plus the 1 5-star feature you get from the Contest of Realms, versus the May update, which drops tomorrow again, 2,500, but you get 2 5-star hand-to-hand crystals, which if you do epic and legendary. So like, yeah, I mean, I'm happy about that. You know, it's a lot more. It's a lot more. And then we've got, again, not applicable with the crystal stone signatures because it falls into line with there. Tier 1 alpha, you get 10 definite next month or the next update versus the 7.5 I picked up. It's already not looking good. And even though we could say like, right, well, we got 65,100 fragments, 1 formed and 7k from forming 2. It looks like you get 2 fully formed and 2,700 27,100 fragments. So that's nearly a third one formed. So yeah, you can really see where this side event's just gone really wrong. And it would have been great to have that kind of ability that if you go in, if you save up all of your keys and then you go in one particular time that there's like decent rewards on it, you were able to like multi-do it. That would have been a little bit softening the blow. And it's disappointing because that would have been nicer as opposed to this. Because like you could have got like a huge amount of 6-star shards if you went through the process of saving 28 keys, 28 times save time that you pick up the 6-star shard. So like even like with a calculator. Now, if, by the way, this is if this was able to be happen. So like say 600, we'll go with 600 because I've never seen it 3. It has been out there times 28 equals 16,800 6-star shards potential. And that's the thing. If that was there, I probably would have said that this quest side event was like, it wasn't the greatest, but still it allowed some players to pick up a fully formed 6-star, or if not like a fully formed 6-star, or allow you to get a 6-star featured. So that was the disappointing side of things. But I think it's probably best to compare with other players and see what they did and how the results fell for them. So as I said, something that I wanted to do was compare off against another player's perspective. So shout out to Double Delta, who's also been tracking his rewards that he's been picking up. And I've got to be honest, it's a lot worse than mine. And that really gives me some serious heebie-jeebies when it comes to like players' luck in this event. And I hate the fact it's RNG. So I've focused on some specific areas which I think are most important, especially for people, and I believe Double Delta is a Thronebreaker player, which are going to be the more important things to focus on. So Tier 2 Alpha fragments, got 23, which totaled 48,300 fragments. 5-star Signature Stone Crystals totaling 27 in particular. 5-star shards totaling 12,500. Again, this is like comes in line with same or similar to my experience. Tier 5 Basic, 14,000. Tier 5 Basic Fragments, which I think is a little bit more than mine. But the 6-star shard side of things, oh my god. This is where things fall apart. 3,300 6-star shards is absolutely pathetic for players to get, especially from a Thronebreaker player perspective. So, man, this has been very much disappointing. I feel for Double Delta. I feel for a lot of players, especially that wanted to see more from this particular side event, and especially just, damn, just so disappointing, yeah. And yeah, this has been like an overview of this particular event. There's one more yet to run, but so far it's just been total rubbish from what players have been picking up. And that's the thing, the objectives of which do provide some element of things that are good, like the 5-star featured, the 11,000 tier 5 basics for those. I think that if players could get it, I don't know if you need to do epic or Thronebreaker for that, would be to get that one. But if you are managing to do it, then that's something. And as well, the spring cleaning, the doubloons event was probably the only thing that allowed players to pick up something a little bit more from the month of April and the April update. So yeah, roll on next month, the next update, I mean, so that will be dropping tomorrow. Thank God, because we need something that's a little bit more kind of like on point. Ag 7.2 for those that want to grind it, and as well to pick up some rewards, and maybe some other events that Kabam are going to drop, and as well those kind of like end player, Karina, objective things, which are going to be good for players to pick up. Again, some other extra spicy stuff down the line. So yeah, very disappointing, but I thought it's probably best to do this deep dive and kind of look at how bad this particular event was for players. Hope you enjoyed this video. Lots of time and effort went into its creation, so I appreciate everybody that comes back and supports. Appreciate you. Check out some other content on screen from yesterday's information drop, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye bye.